So this is a tutorial on how to make toggles and expressions for VTuber models in Live2d. And so I'm just a beginner, so I'm explaining this very simply so that way other beginners can find out how I made my toggles. And so this is my model currently. Will not be what our example model is, but I just wanted to show all of my toggles. So I have a plethora of toggles because I made the model myself. And this just makes it so I'm able to have lots of fun little accessories. So I'm going to have the glasses on for the rest of this video now. So this is my model. This is our sacrifice for today. So this model just has very basic rigging. I only have the things that I need for this tutorial. So it's just a mouth form that's rigged. There's eyes that have very basic rigging. All they can do is blink and look around. There's no physics or anything because we didn't need them. Then we also have eyebrows rigged. These ones are rigged pretty much to completion because I think that it's important to have them rigged to completion. And that's all that I've rigged. Everything else is just there so it doesn't look absolutely horrendous if I was to turn off the skin and the line art. It's so we don't have this, pretty much. And so we have a folder here for toggles. This is just how I set things up. And you want to make a new parameter for your emotion. So our emotion for this example will be angry. Then you also want to name the ID angry as well, so that way it's easier to find when you take it to Vtube Studio. And for the ranges, you want to have the default as 0 as well as the minimum. Then for the maximum, you want it to be at 1. So that way it's just an on and off. So now you have your angry toggle. And typically what I like to work with first is the eyebrows. And so I choose the eyebrow form, which for me is the layer of the eyebrow itself. Then on the angry toggle, you want to click 2 keyforms here. So you have an off and you have an on. And then for the on toggle, you want to have it down at your angry expression. For my eyebrow L form, I do have angry as my left toggle. So what you want to do is hit Ctrl-Shift-C to copy it. And then you want to paste it in the other 2 keyframes on the brow L form. So that way, when the angry toggle is on, you have only angry expressions, but when you turn it off, it goes back to its default and can change between the 3. So you want to do that with the other eyebrow as well. And those are your eyebrow rigging. That is how simple it is to rig something. To make it an on and off toggle is to just have it turn on and off. And so that's the eyebrows done. That's all I do for eyebrows. And so we're going to move now on to the eyes. So one of the first things that I like to do for this particular person, their model has green and red eyes. So the red is a toggle that turns on and off. So this one's really simple to make. You just register it in the 2 keyframes on the angry parameter. And then on the off side, so when it turns off, you want to turn down the opacity of the red. So that way, when it turns on, it becomes red, but it doesn't stay red. And so you do that with both of these as well. Nice and simple. And now you have the eyes changing color. And I also like to mess with the eye shape as well, because I think that it looks cool when I do it, so I'm gonna do it. And I like to make it squint, because I think that that really adds to it. So I grab all of my IR pieces, register it to my angry keyform, turn it up to 1, and then I copy the squinting with Ctrl-Shift-C and Ctrl-Shift-V to paste it on the other 2 eye forms. So that way the model now, when angry, is squinting constantly. And you want to do that with both eyes. And so that makes the eyes now squint when it's turned on, which I think looks super cool. And so that is the eyes done. That's all I do for the eyes when I'm making expressions. Angry expressions, it depends on what your expression is. And so the final thing that I like to do, aside from adding an extra little thing, is making the mouth not smile. Now this is a personal choice. If you like the mouth smiling when they're angry, which I think can be pretty cool for a cool little like nefarious look, you don't have to do this. This is completely optional for the angry expression, but for me I like to have it frowning all the time. So what you want to do is grab the mouthpieces, make sure that they're all registered on the mouth form, which they are, and you want to register them on the angry toggle. And to make it so there's no smiling while it's angry, you want to copy everything from the left side. So these 8 parameters here, you want to move these over to this side. So to do that, you just Control-Shift-C and you Control-Shift-V on the other side, and you want to do this for every single keyframe. So it takes a little bit of time, but it's worth it. And there we go. So now when you move the mouth around, it won't have any smiling except for this little one in the middle that I don't mind, so I don't change it. That's a personal preference, once again. And so now when you're angry, you only have the negative mouth forms. And the final thing that I don't typically do, but I'm going to do for this model so you can see how it works, is the dark overtone. I don't really know what to call it, so that's what I'm going to call it. This one is much like the irises, where you just, on the off toggle, you just turn it down to 0. So now when you get angry, when you turn it on, it looks like that. And that is how I make my angry toggles. Really simple. It works for pretty much every toggle. If we go back to my model, that's exactly how I made the love hearts, where I have them emerging and the opacity turned off. And yeah, so now we're going to take this sacrifice over to Vtube Studio, so that way we can see how to set it up. So now we're in Vtube Studio. As you can see, the model will be talking like I am because it's set to do that, which is unfortunate, but such is life. So what we want to do is move over to the settings and go to the last panel in the top 4, which is the hotkey settings. And we want to hit expression editor and hit create new expression. Now we have all of our parameters here, but we want to scroll down to the angry one that we marked and turn it on. So as you can see, this is what it looks like when it's turned on. Then at the top you want to name it angry, so that way Vtube Studio knows that it's angry. And then you want to hit the little plus symbol here. So this will make the hotkey name, you name it angry or whatever you want to name it, depending on the emotion of course, and choose the hotkey action set/unset expression. And then you choose your expression, which for us is angry. And then to make a key, you just want to either hit record or search for it here. I usually just hit record, and I usually choose, for my angry, I choose the number pad for 1. So now when you hit it, and it'll also change my model, it will become angry. And that's pretty much it. Like, it's that simple to make angry toggles, and just hitting 1 again turns it off. And so that's how I make all of my expressions. That's how I make all of the ones that I'm currently wearing, that I can turn on and off. So yeah, I really hope that you found this tutorial helpful. I know that it took me a while to learn how to do it, so I thought that I'd make a tutorial for other people to understand how to do it. And it really wasn't as hard as it might seem. I know that Live2d can be quite daunting. It just takes time, and I think toggles are something that a lot of people want, and so I thought, why not make them? Why not make a tutorial on how to do it? Because it took me a while to learn as well. But yeah, so I hope you all had a good time watching, and I hope you all have a good day. And I love you all very much. Thank you for watching.